My name is Philip Pearson. I'm the Business Development Director for A. Pearson & Sons in Cheshire. We're tomato growers and we supply Tesco's and other retailers with tomatoes in the UK.
Our company has taken a whole farm approach to climate change mitigation. We see benefits not only to the environment but also to an improvement on the bottom line. We see the two things combined.
Our nursery here, we have 50,000 square metres or 12 acres and we produce something like 3,500 tonnes of tomatoes per year. We grow our tomatoes in glass houses, as you can see behind me here, in very tall vine type systems supported by a string and the crop is hung from the roof. We also use very efficient systems to use energy, so we use the minimum amount of energy that you could possibly use. A tomato needs a number of things to grow, particularly warmth, water, fertiliser of nutrition, lots of light, and importantly carbon dioxide, which the tomato plant uses to make sugars, which is the part of the tomato that you taste when you eat them. We get carbon dioxide from our energy system, which delivers the heat energy into the crop. We burn natural gas in a combined heat and power plant. The combined heat and power plant produces electricity for the local town in a very environmentally friendly way, because we use all the outputs, all the heat that the engine produces we use in the glass house to keep it warm, and the exhaust gases are cleaned and blown into the glass house. Quite large volumes, gives us huge volume increases in the amount of tomatoes we produce, but more importantly it takes that carbon dioxide that would normally go into the environment from power generation and gives it a useful benefit, and we get better flavoured tomatoes and more of them. Now that gave us a payback to our company in circa 8 to 9 months, which is a superb return. And we also make maximum use of all the inputs we put in. We have 600,000 litres of thermal storage on our site here. The benefit of that is that when we're running our generation plant on a hot day, we don't throw the energy away, we store it as hot water in these large tanks, and then it gets pumped back into the glass house when it's required later on. We use some other interesting technologies to produce our tomatoes. For instance, the water that we use to irrigate our crop comes from a borehole from the ground. We pass it through these pipework here, through a heat pump, which is in this enclosure here, which traps the heat that comes from the pack house and delivers it back into the water, which then goes off in a way to irrigate the tomato crop. Two benefits there. First benefit is that we are able to preheat our irrigation water so that the roots don't get a shock, a bit like getting into a cold bath. But the second benefit, and the more important one, is that we very, very efficiently cool our pack house without throwing that energy away. We put it in a matter of weeks, maybe let's say 6 to 8 weeks, and we reckon our payback is certainly less than 12 months, circa 9 months payback. We've invested in anaerobic digestion technology in our business over the last almost 3 years now. The reason for doing that was that you'll see the people behind me are removing leaf material, and we have an organic waste issue from this process. Rather than put that in landfill, we looked at making other climate change benefits to our business. The anaerobic digester takes the leaf material, chops it up, and turns it into a number of useful products. So we're taking the water, and the intention is to put that in our irrigation system back into the crop. The fertiliser that we give to our plant, which comes out in the leaves, we put back in from the end of the AD system. We're producing CO2 off the AD, which we're putting back into the glass house and giving the crop the immediate benefit. And the last bit that's left is some methane, which we are initially going to burn to make electricity and heat through a CHP system. And our payback was looking like something in the region of 12 to 18 months payback on the whole capital. Our company has a history over a number of generations of being innovators in our field. And our drivers we are very keen. We live in a beautiful part of the world, want that to move on for future generations. So we have environmental motivators as well as pure business ones. A big benefit to our business has also been the fact that our consumer has been able to find available environmentally friendly tomatoes. Our customer, therefore, in Tesco are delighted to be able to purchase tomatoes that have been produced in such an environmentally friendly way. And as a result of that, they have rewarded our efforts by making us the first ever recipient of the Tesco in the Environment Award, which we were delighted to receive.